Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about the tier 10 Italian cruiser, the Venezia. So I actually got this ship back in April, I believe, but like I haven't really posted any videos about this line because I had that one Zara video I had, but I haven't posted any videos on the Mafia Brindisi, so we'll see if I decide to post videos on those later, maybe one for the entire line. But yeah, I finally got the Venezia back in April, and so far I think it's been a lot of fun. Venezia has definitely been very fun so far. So yeah, let's just go over the ship first of all. So first of all, you get 3 Fill Smoke 2s here, 4 PA1s, ADA 1, you get 3 of them, and you also get SAP, which is your specialty, and there's also legendary mod, but I'll talk about that later. In terms of stats, here you have 40k HP, which is pretty average for a heavy cruiser, or pretty standard for a heavy cruiser at tier 10. Your protection is pretty average, I believe. Your damage reduction is 10.5, so it's not very tanky, but it's not the worst thing in the world compared to other cruisers. It's pretty on par, I'm pretty sure. For your maneuverability, 35.8 knots is actually it's decently quick for a cruiser, but like it's not the quickest for a heavy cruiser. Like stuff like on radar still faster. Your time to full speed at 18 seconds is pretty bad in my opinion, and your turning is average it's about. As you see, Venice is a very long ship, so your turning would not be that good. Yeah. So your maneuverability is not your strongest suit in this ship. Now here's the main fun part of this ship. You get 5x3 or 15 203s, and these 203s have an 11.5 second reload. So it used to be 13.5 before Venezia got buffed, and I was actually grinding for this ship before it got buffed. I don't know why, honestly, it was pretty bad before then. But now that it has 11.5 second reload, it's quite viable. It's actually very strong now. You get just under 13 km range, which could be better for a heavy cruiser, but oh well, it is what it is. You can still make it work. Your AP does 870 damage, while your SAP does just over 1000, and you have a Citadel rate of 200, and 9-degree turret traverse, which is pretty mid. You have 2x3 torpedoes, so just 3 on each side. They reload in 40 something seconds. That's pretty average for these torpedoes. Just under 4k, so these torpedoes you just chuck out. The nice thing about them is that they have a almost 10 km torpedo range, which means you can just chuck them out and hopefully they might actually reach somebody. But compared to something like Brindisi or Malfi, those actually get 4 torpedoes per side rather than just 3. So in terms of that, Venezia has slightly less torpedoes. For your AA, you have 232 on your large cal, 319 on your small cal. This AA is pretty bad, honestly, for a tier 10. Or it's not gonna do anything. You might shoot it 1 to 2 planes down with your ADA active. With your ADA here active, but you're not. It won't do very much overall. So not that important. And your concealment's at 8.72 because I have conceal mod, which is pretty decent for a heavy cruiser, considering you're not really known for being stealthy. So for the Venezia here in general, with the SAP shells. Okay, so for those who don't know, SAP shells here. They usually do more damage than AP. As you can see, Venezia has like 1k SAP damage versus the 800 on the AP. But the main thing is that SAP has less penetration. This means that SAP definitely works well against light targets, while against heavier targets, you might not want to use SAP as much because it might struggle to pen. But the thing is, I assassinated here, spoilers. He has SAP plus, which basically means my SAP gets buff penetration, where in a normal commander you can't. So that's why I just shoot SAP at everything. But if you don't have Cincinnati, then I would, or commander with SAP plus, I would suggest using AP against battleships and heavier targets, so you can actually pen them effectively, and then just use SAP for light targets like light cruisers and destroyers. So Venezia is it's a very good cruiser because as you can see, you have 15 guns, which means that you have very high alpha. So especially with that SAP, you can definitely slap destroyers, you can definitely slap light cruisers, other cruisers too. The only thing is battleships at max range you probably won't do that well against. But even against battleships, if you can aim correctly or get closer, you can still chunk off a lot of their HP. So in terms of that, Venezia is a very versatile cruiser. The main thing is that you need to make sure that you don't run into like a lot of enemies, or you get concentrated or be under concentrated fire, because you can lose a lot of HP very quickly. And that's where these field smokes come in, where you can like use them to cover your turns, to run away or disengage from enemies. And yeah, that's where you can use your field smokes. For your PAs here, you use them to just have your salvage be more accurate in general, and your ADA is just there because why not? So as you can see with the turret layout, you have 3 guns on the front and 2 guns on the back. So this actually means that if you ever get, like, if you ever want to go bow in, you actually can still get 9 guns on the target, which is pretty good. So if you're ever low on health and you just want to go bow in for your next, before your next heal, or you're just waiting for something like your field smoke to come off cooldown so you can run away, going bow in is actually just not a bad idea because you'll take much less damage and you'll still be able to get decent damage output. So yeah, that's Venezia. So far I found it very fun, and this is definitely a really strong cruiser in the current meta. So now let's go over the build. First of all, you have a choice between Advanced Turret and Elite Torpedo Operator. Not really a question, your torpedoes are not your main weapons, they're just a side thing. Especially because Elite Torpedo Operator just gives reload and torpedo traverse speed, which is useless. So Advanced Turret is definitely the way to go because your turrets aren't that good at traversing. So there's basically a free main battery mod 1. Oh, one more thing. Your battle honors here, you win 20 battles, destroy 50 enemy cruisers, destroy 60 destroyers, 1.8 mil, 8 damage, and then 105 training game. So that should be pretty easy. Oh, and for my camo here, for H camo, you could do, this is a good H camo, you see torpedo range, gun range, max traverse speed, which is good, and surface detection, which is also good. I have a special camo here, which has the same stats, but it's just a space treasures, which I actually think look really good on this thing, especially the SAP. So I'm so glad I picked this camo up. Or if you can watch my Halloween video, if I remember, I'll link the card in the top right corner. But go watch that to see how I got this camo. Yeah. So yeah, this considering how good Venezia is, I'd say investing in camo is definitely worth it. Next, supplies. Standard, you want high grade coal, improved crew rations, refined diesel. You could argue this if you don't know how to use concealment, but I think if you don't know how to use concealment, don't play the Venezia, because concealment, or you shouldn't be in tier 10 honestly if you don't know how to use concealment, unless you're only main downships and stuff. So if you're playing cruisers at tier 10, you should definitely know how to use your concealment. So yeah, high grade coal. For your build here, for the first thing, main variety mod 3 because they just get more shells on target. You could argue main variety mod 2 because you just want more DPM, but I would say that's viable on the old Venezia where you have 13.5 second reload, but now it's cut down to 11.5. I think this is better because you don't want to lose your turrets as easily. And also you can get 3 salvos off with your precise aiming anyways, so yeah. Second slot, as usual, propulsion mod, not even a question. Third slot, I ran concealment because concealment is usually good on all cruisers, and Venezia, I like being able to jump other enemies, especially the lighter targets who usually have good concealment, so that's why I like running concealment mod. Some arguments that you can make is, first of all, steering mod here, you don't want to use concealment, you can always run this. The Lig mod here actually is for Lighthouse Venezia, where you get worse surface detection, but you get better turning. I initially considered running this, but then as I played this line more, I realized that steering is really not the way to go, and concealment works so much better. So I personally wouldn't recommend this because you already get 15% of this one, so this one's just double that, but you get way worse concealment. So, and there's no way to like counteract that concealment loss, so it's kind of bad. Unless you only want to play Venezia at long range and just rely on turning for dodging. But at that point, then you're not really utilizing like the SAP, which is the unique thing about Venezia, and you're basically just becoming like another like Hindenburg, just like, or Nevsky, where you just spam AP at range, and it's really not that effective in my opinion. So I would recommend not running this. If you do want to run steering, however, you probably want to take steering in the second slot, just go double steering, because just to maximize that and make it like your main niche, I guess. And I guess some crazy people might also want to run speed, because I don't know why. So Venezia is okay fast, so you could run speed, but I wouldn't recommend it. For my commander here, I actually have Sansonetti, who I picked up from an auction a while ago, because I knew I wanted Venezia, so that's why I picked him up. I got him for 3.5k, which is actually pretty good. So I'd say if you can get Sansonetti, he's definitely a great commander for this line, but definitely not make or break. He's not like necessary for the line. So going over the skills, underwater protection expert, first one, that's pretty standard. Torpedo alert, he has I+ here, but normal torpedo alert is fine. Third one, artillery maintenance expert, he has plus, which is good, but normal is fine again. For the fourth one here, I'd either take ADA or Victorious Charge on a normal commander, but since I have Sansonetti, I took 6th Sense, which is actually really useful because, well, it's a great quality of life to know how many people are targeting you. And if you watch all my previous videos, or just previous videos in general, you know how much I like 6th Sense. Tier 5 here, I take Survivalist. You could argue for Supremacy and want a 5th personalized aiming, but I feel like 4 is already a good amount. 5 is just overkill. So I would, and since this is only a PA1, especially, I just go survivalist. Generalist here, marksman here. I have marksman plus because it's Cincinnati. I do believe that even with normal marksman, you can still get 2 PA cells. You can still get 3 PA cells off. Yeah. So marksman plus doesn't really do that much in terms of helping that, but it just gives you a better cooldown, which is nice. For tier 8 here, you could argue Adrenaline Rush if you just want DPM, but I personally like taking Mistweaver because technically it does give a bit more duration, but that's not the main part. The main point is that I get my field smokes back as quick as possible, so I can use them whenever I need to, because the main point of field smoke is for like covering your turns, disengaging, and having them back as soon as you can, so that you have more options on when to use them is always more useful in my opinion than the slight DPM boost you get from Adrenaline Rush. So I'd take Mistweaver. Tier 9, Demo Expert because do nothing else. Tier 10, Honor Seeker. I have Honor Seeker Plus, so I just do 2% damage instead of 1% for getting a medal. That's nice. Tier 11 here, normally go APCS because you have no HE, so IFHE won't do anything. And this is more so for where you should actually use AP against like heavier targets. But since I have Cincinnati, I get SAP Plus, which gives SAP more penetration. So that's why I just spam SAP at literally everything. Tier 12 here, honestly, I didn't really know which one to take. First of all, the weakest one's probably Giant Hunter because your torpedoes really aren't that useful unless you're really rushing enemies a lot, which I don't think you should be, because your guns are your main weapon. So, and especially since you only have 3 torpedoes per side, it's not as significant as they were on the Amalfi or the Brindisi. So I wouldn't take Giant Hunter personally. I'll use horizontal deck protection or Citadel Strike. I kind of asked the WoWsBlitz Discord server and I came up with mixed responses, but from what I gathered, the argument for horizontal protection expert is that it will technically protect you a bit longer, and somebody said something like you notice like once every 20 games or something where you survive slightly a bit longer, so it really is minimal effect. While for Citadel Strike is that you get slightly more damage on your citadels, usually against light cruisers is what you get citadels against. So I just took this one because, well, if I can get a little bit more damage on those citadels, maybe I can nuke up the smallest or the Genons or the Minos, whatever I get citadels on, just a bit quicker, which will make my life easier. So I just took the Citadel Strike, but honestly you could go between you could honestly take any of these 3 and it would still be viable. But I would recommend this one, either horizontal or Citadel Strike. So you definitely want to go down Green Tree because, well, that's a standard gunboat tree. Green Skiers, that's not a choice. No, you can't. You can either go Armor Piercer or Specialist. For your skills, I think honestly getting a 4th Field Smoke is pretty useful. The PA and AADA, not so much. But the Field Smoke would be useful, so you could argue Specialist. Or you can go Armor Piercer if you want. If you think you get that many Citadels in Venezia, but since I'm mainly using SAP, I don't get that many, so I would probably go with Specialist. And then definitely Active Reload because, well, it's a good skill. Might as well take it. Can you argue this tree? No, this is Firefly. Yeah, just go Green Tree. So yeah, that's my build for Venezia. So for the Venezia, this is a very strong ship. I would honestly recommend. This is one of the top cruisers in the game right now because you can deal with destroyers because you can basically 2-shot them. You can deal with light cruisers, heavy cruisers because light cruisers you basically nuke them out. Heavy cruisers you can go toe to toe with them. Against battleships, with some good maneuvering, and since you can theoretically do like 15k per salvo, a bit less, probably more like 10k depending on what you're shooting at. But because if you can maneuver well, you can definitely fight toe to toe with a battleship. Carriers, good luck because this thing does AA, but you know, that's just carriers for you. Wargaming, please nerf carriers. But yeah, that's Venezia. I think it's a very strong ship. Your guns are really good, torpedoes are nice for spamming, and your skills just help you survive a bit longer. So yeah, that's enough yapping from me, and we're gonna get into the gameplay now. Okay, so in the first game here, we're up against MVR and St. Vincent and San Martino and Div, Foot Clan, Repub, Black Hindenburg, and Black Shima, and we're on the Atlantic Domination, and I spawned near Seacap. So since my team only has 1 destroyer, that means that I'm probably responsible for going into Seacap, not at least going near it. I might not actually go in it because I don't know if I want to engage the enemies head on, but we'll see. If I remember correctly though, this map is mirror spawn, which means that since they also have only have 1 destroyer, I should find one of the cruisers near the cap rather than the destroyer. So at least I have that going for me. But the spotting doesn't really matter because, well, guess what? It's a carrier game, which means that MVR is coming this way with one bomber squadron. That's not all of them, so that's nice. So he's taxing one of them. Since it's only one bomber squad, nah, use 80, yeah. Hopefully my Bungo and guard down run can help tank some planes. That's nice. And yeah. So I'm just gonna slow down behind this island because I see 2 battleships and I'm spotted and target. This is where 6th sense is really useful, honestly, because you know how people are targeting you, so you know when you can push out and stuff. So right now I'm just trying to sneak into the cap without really poking out too much. And I see that there's a Repub, a St. Vincent, and a San Martino. So as I said earlier, since you only have 3 turrets, you get 3 turrets off in the front. I can kind of go bow in here, honestly, because there's no need to push out. There's 3 enemies right in front of me, and they're all most of them are targeting me. But San Martino's targeting me right now, so I'm just gonna stay bow in and just shoot my front turret at them. They're honestly doing more damage against me than I am against them for right now, but oh well. Yeah, but as you can see there already, that salvo was 6 shells, so a bunch of full pens, and that was 900 damage each, which was really nice. So at this point, my concealment went back down, and the CV is, oh no, they are coming back this way. So I was gonna push up, but the CV is gonna spot me if I do. So you know, yeah, I'm just gonna use fuel smoke just in case the battleship shoot at me. But yeah, the CV is honestly annoying me. And there's a Reaper back there shooting at me, so kind of just good thing I use fuel smoke, you know. They just, I think they're shooting at the person behind me actually. Yeah, as you can see, sometimes if you don't aim properly, the SAP doesn't do that much. But you know, oh well. And actually, both battleships are coming from the further island, which is at the closer island, not near the cap, so that's good. But at this point, I'm just gonna flank around because, well, I'm already committed. I might as well. Hopefully, I can get around to shoot the San Martino. That guy's my best target right now. But since St. Vincent's here, I might as well just use P and shoot at him because St. Vincent's armor isn't that good. But yeah, I got a bunch of sound pens, a little bit of bounce, but mostly sound pens, which is honestly pretty decent. So I'm just trying to aim a bit higher here so I can hit the superstructure because deck armor usually is weaker than the belt, but my shells do fall a bit short and I do get a bunch of sound pens. So that's why I decided to turn off lock-on. Turning off lock-on can actually help you a lot because it makes it easier to hit like those vulnerable spots, especially like the deck armor. So as you can see there, that was some full pens, some sound pens, and that was a better salvo. But now that I'm behind the island, I'm going to turn lock-on back on because I can't see where they're going. Yeah, as you can see, I'm only half my shells are penning. Plus San Martino's here, so I'm trying to sneak salvo off of them, but I think I'm a bit too late. No, actually that was pretty good. Good shells. Yeah, but these guys are basically, this is for the next like 2 minutes, you guys are just gonna be hiding behind this island or poking out occasionally. I can shoot at them once and they keep going back behind this island. So yeah, prepare for that. But yeah, I'm just out here letting my guard down run tank for me right now. I still also have a Bungo back here backing me up, so we got 3 of us all kind of hard flanking right now, which is not the best in terms of cap, but you know, oh well. But the enemy team is actually, the St. Vincent is actually getting kind of low, so is the San Martino. That reef up to half, so we definitely have the HP advantage right now, because I'm still at full health. Our Bungo's also at half, I think, and our guard armor is, I believe, not that healthy. But you know, I'm at full health, so you know, we have the HP advantage, trust. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like biding my time here. Definitely, this is where 6th sense is also really useful because I know for sure that the targeting San Martino, or no, sorry, the guard down run and the Bungo, which means that I can give full broadside and not be worried. And now there's one person targeting me. Oh, now there's none. So I know exactly when they're coming out to target me. Yeah. Refo's pushing out, so I'm just actually I'm like we should probably kill this guy first. Or Bungo actually goes down, which is bad. So at this point, I'm full broadside. So I gotta pop field smoke soon. Just trying to wait until last second so I can maximize it. I might have used it too late though, because I'm not sure I was still spot. No, I wasn't. So I could have let a bit more actually against Repub there because I actually got a bunch of bounces. But I didn't. As you can see, St. Vincent also pushed out, so I'm like really close now. So rather than rush this guy, because I know how to rush this guy, especially that one torpedo that does like 7k damage. I'm gonna go bow in. You know, this is where I use the power of Hank 3 guns in the front. You know, I'm just gonna bow in and start backing up. I still got guard down here with me. This guy, between me and him, St. Vincent should get clapped pretty easily. And there's that torpedo I gotta watch out for. 7k damage right there. But luckily, I just barely dodged it actually. Yeah, I just barely dodged it, which is good. At least no leg torp, so I didn't actually take it. So yeah, so me and Gardon just gotta finish this guy off. But if he just keeps sticking his bow like that, I can definitely hit him up. Yeah, as you can see, when I hit his bow, I do a lot of damage, a lot of full pens. So this guy's basically good as dead because CB's also coming after him. So that means that just leaves San Martin and the enemy carrier, and also some cruiser. Probably no, that cruiser coming actually. San Martin is staying behind the island, so I'm having difficulty seeing where they're going. But luckily there is a Black Hindenburg coming now, so I can just shoot at them instead. So yeah, as you can see, I've actually barely taken any damage because I let my battleships tank. So this is kind of more just a game where I just farm rather than like help tank. But you know, it is what it is. It just shows you the damage potential of the ship, where it's very high. Especially if I played a bit more aggressively, like use the islands to my advantage, I probably could farm the battles of those battleships even more effectively than I did. Or even if I just aimed better, honestly, I probably could rack up even more damage. But yeah, there goes the Black Hindenburg. Between me and the carrier, they didn't stand a chance. Got clashed really quick. So yeah, a few good salvos in this ship actually nets you a lot of damage. So knowing how to aim for balanced stern, all that stuff, and even just a few decent salvos with lighter armored ships will actually give you a good amount of damage already. So now, yeah, at this point I'm just chasing the carrier. Honestly, the race between whether this guy will die first or I actually can shoot him for some extra damage, and he dies first. So I didn't prolong the game very long. And there's a battle star. Oh, don't worry about that. Just a Discord notification. Yeah, and there's my MVP, 104k and 2 kills. And yeah, that was a pretty easy game. I just farmed to the back, honestly. Or from the side, I mean, didn't really do that much. But I got VCal, Battlestar. And we'll see battle details here. I actually shot down 11 planes, which is surprising. And yeah, I got top of the team. And the division of my team didn't do very well, but you know, oh well. And yeah, that's the first game. Now let's move on to the second one. Okay guys, so in the second game here, we're up against Yamato, Minnesota, Cerberus, Baltimore, Shima, Gearing, and a bot Shima. My team got Vermont, Duncan, bot Zhao, Kia, Gearing, and Burrows. So, we're on Fire's Lantern, Domination, and I spawned near A-Cap. So, this is a 3 destroyer game, for my side at least. We got 2 battleships, and we got 2 cruisers including, yeah, the enemy side has the same comp. So, 3 destroyers, well, on Venezia, I can clap destroyers pretty easily, so hopefully this goes well. So since I'm running concealment right now, as you can see my concealment radius is okay. It's not the best, but you know, it is what it is. But of course I don't want to be spotted. Even then I don't want to be spotted too early because I don't want to be shot at first, so I'm trying to go for, since Venezia is decently fast, 36.9 knots right now, I'm just trying to go for the far islander on the right side of A-Cap, because I always like going for that island because it provides a good space for cruisers to hide while I can still shoot enemies that are within the cap. So I'm just going to preemptively launch some torpedoes in A. That's a good thing about having this long torpedo range. You can just chuck these torpedoes out. Honestly, I probably should have used my torpedoes more last game, but you know, oh well. And yeah, luckily my Kia is going to cap, so hopefully we'll see somebody and we can just clap them. So there's a battleship out there, Yamato, also Cerberus pushing into the cap, and this is the bot Shima. The bot Shima is coming in from that side. So I'm not going to open up yet. Probably wait until I get spotted by the Shima before I open up. Yeah, then I'll open up. Because I want to make sure the Yamato really doesn't have a good angle on me first. As you can see, 12 shells in the Shima, they lose so much HP. I know it's a bot, but that shows what this thing can do against an actual destroyer. And yeah, there's an actual gearing, use PA, and we'll see how, oh, he turned in, unfortunate. So I only hit 2 shells, or 3 shells. Quite unfortunate, honestly. Let's see if I know how to blind fire. I'm kind of washed at blind fire, honestly, so I don't think this went very well. Yeah, I completely missed there. I think it's, yeah, I should have just held myself for a second, but oh well. But you know, I'm just gonna go after Cerberus now. This guy's just sitting there. And Cerberus is a chunky target. Oh, let me dolphin. 8 shells, yeah, that's pretty good. So Yamato's actually come around the island on this side. So if this guy's just gonna fully commit, I'm just gonna like launch torpedoes and then flank around. And also the destroyers come around this side too, so I'm gonna see if I can ambush them. Yeah, he's slowing down, so I'm gonna launch some torpedoes there. I'm actually gonna hold my salvo here and use fuel smoke because the destroyer spotted, and then yeah, see if I can clap them. It's a very good use of fuel smoke because, well, it's covering your turn, so Yamato can't immediately clap me. And I can keep playing aggressive and I don't have to start cutting away. So gearing should be dead next salvo. Yeah, I don't even shoot at them. And now I'm around 6k away from Yamato. Aim at the stern first. That salvo could have been better because it mostly went to the belt. Honestly, I should probably just turn off lock-on at this range. But I just decided to aim for the bow instead. use PA. And as you can see, this guy slightly turns and I miss. So I probably should have just turned off lock on and just went into the, well, the deck armor, because yeah, that would probably be better. But as you see, I don't know, I just keep shooting the bow for some reason. I guess that works. But Yanto shot me with just their front 2 guns and I lost like a fourth of my HP. So yeah, Venezia, you're not very tanky. So I'm gonna try to outflank these guys so you can't get his rear turret off at least. But I'm pretty sure his front turrets can probably track me, but my turret's also getting out-track. Yeah, but I use smoke, but this guy's way too close to spotting me. Luckily my Vermont's here to save me, so he can't, Yanto doesn't have a second chance to shoot me. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, go back into ACAP, and try to support the rest of my team wherever the rest of the enemies are. So I'm already up to 71k, which is pretty good. Yeah, so you can just get those salvos where you do a lot of full pens, like especially in the bow of a battleship, you can rack up damage really quickly. So at this point, we have double the ships of the enemies, so I think it should be pretty good. I think our win should be pretty guaranteed, honestly. So I said earlier, Venezia is decently fast, but moments like this where you wish you could just go ever slightly faster. You know, that's why I love the Marceau so much. So fast. Yeah, but the destroyer coming up from where our spawn is, oh, that's the bot team actually. So you know, might as well just go after them. It's free damage. Sorry, not the bot team, that's the player team. Sorry. It looks like my team isn't really shooting at them though, which is nice. So I'm just gonna go after this guy. I'm just sit here, just clapping the Shima. Oh, I'm actually going on my island, so I can't do anything, which is unfortunate. But luckily, there is a battleship spotted, a full health Minnesota, so I can shoot at that guy instead, which is nice. And yeah, good thing I slowed down because Shima launched some torpedoes. But judging by torpedo indicators, this guy's just backing out. Looking at the mini-map, he's just backing out full broadside. Not sure what the plan is here, but you know, I see a destroyer full broadside 5 km PA. Bang, there's 14 shells and there goes basically all their HP. So yeah, that's what you can do with Venezia. 2-tap destroyers. Very satisfying. Slowing down, so he's going forward, so I just need to aim directly where they are. And bam, there goes the shield. Very satisfying. And there's some more torpedoes coming from the Cerberus. Yeah, coming from the Cerberus actually. And since this guy's lower health, I might as well shoot at him because I don't know, they're annoying me anyway, so I'm just gonna shoot at them. And yeah, I citadel them and get a bunch of full fence actually. That was a really good salvo. So yeah. If you get good aiming against stuff with bad armor, you can actually do a lot of damage. And there's another salvo. Yeah, that one could have been better. Could have aimed that one better. Cerberus is maneuvering, so can't really see where they're going right now. But I think this last salvo should finish them off. And that's why I hit a few towards the Minnesota, which is nice. And there goes the Cerberus. And I think Minnesota's about to die, and also the Vermont. Yeah, there goes the Minnesota, and there's 115k with the Battlestar. So yeah, there's my MVP. Another 2 kills, 115k. That's a Venezia, a very versatile ship. I can see it. When I played so far, it works very well in many situations, except when you get targeted by carriers. But you know, that's most ships. Besides like the Worcester. But yeah, this thing's guns are very good at slapping enemy ships. You get damage honestly pretty easy. You just need to make sure you don't get shot at too much or get shut down. But overall, I would definitely highly recommend grinding this ship. The grind honestly is okay. I'll probably talk about that in a future video where I actually talk about the line. But TLDR, Zara is okay. It's tier 7, you can make stuff work. Amalfi I feel is kind of weak, especially because of the amount of battleships running around as a tier, and Atlantico. Brindisi is actually quite decent for tier 9 cruiser in my opinion. And the Venezia itself is good. So yeah, I definitely recommend this ship. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.